not going into that right now. But the general rule, you got to, and again, read the Tom Henry book. That's all I could say. So getting back to this, we look it up. 18 amp hermetic is protected by 30. So we're going to take the 18 amps because that's the nameplate. Okay, it actually says 18 amps. 18 amps. And it says the maximum. Okay, and the maximum is for the 18 amps. And this is based on 440.22a. If you look it up, it's 18 amps times 225% because you might have nausea tripping on it. And if you have nausea, you're allowed to go up to the maximum, which 225%. If you go to 4, they'll say it. And you take this, it's 40.5 amps, and you must go down 40 amp, let's say, overcurrent protection device. And that's your answer. Okay? Number 8 is D like in David, 440.6a. Number 9, we have a motor compressor current. What's the maximum setting on the 35 amp? 35. Okay, and if you look for it, separate overload relay, you're going to go to 440.52. I'm going to erase this. Okay. We're in 440.52A1, and if you look it up, we take the 35 amps, times it by 140%, and that's going to equal 49 amps for the overload relay. Overload relay. Okay. Okay. Number 10. The next one is, what is the breaker? So we got to, again, this is regular motors. Let me erase this. I'm going to erase this right now. Number 10 is, we have a 25 horsepower motor, and it's 3-phase, 480 volts. We can go to 430.250. We look up a 25 horsepower motor, okay, and we look it up. And all the other stuff, code, letter F, this has nothing to do with this, okay? And we're looking for the short circuit ground fault, so we're in dot 52. We find out it's 34 amps. We're using a breaker. A breaker, I believe, is 250%. 250%. And if we multiply that, it's 85 amps. Okay? By the exception, 430.52C1, exception 1, we're allowed to go up. And we're going to use a 90 amp breaker. Okay? Now you could, listen, if you want to go and put an 80 amp or an 85, 80, I think 240.6, I believe there's an 80 amp, you could do that. But here's the problem. Why would you want to go down? You never know. These motors get old over time and everything. You want to make sure that you could go up. Because it gives you a little leeway. God forbid in a couple of years or something that the motor's starting to get old and the windings or whatever's happening, you have a little fudge. Okay? So that's that one. The smallest feeder, you got a 5 horsepower and 2. So we're looking for conductors. So we're going to be in dot 24 for feeders. I'm going to erase this. A 5 horsepower is equal to 16.7 amps. Okay, this is a 208, 3-phase. Again, we're in 240. And 1 5 horsepower, and then we have 3 2 horsepower at 120 volts, single phase, okay? And a 2 horsepower motor, if we look it up, we only need to use one of them, okay? So a 2 horsepower motor, and I'm going to go to it, 248. And 248 and 250, right? So that's a 2 horsepower motor. single phase is 24 amps. Equals 24 amps, okay? That's for one, okay? But you don't need it 3 times, and I'm not gonna go into it right now. Watch the Tom Henry will explain, because you're using each phase, single phase, and you also have a 3-phase. When you read the book, it'll explain. I only need one motor because it's single phase with the 3-phase in this situation. So, which is larger, the 16.7 or the 24? Has nothing to do with the voltages or the horsepower, it has to do with this, the 24. So we're going to times by 1.25, which equals 30, plus the 16.7, and we add it up, 0.76, 46.7, which is equal, that's it. And we look it up, and they want to know what's the smallest feeder, and it'll be a 50 amp feeder. Okay, A, so the answer is A, right? 46, the smallest size is A. Okay, number 12, I'm just going to give you the answers and you can look it up. It's 175% for the minimum and 225% for the maximum. And that's 430.22A. That's where you'll find that. So 75 and 225, okay? So that takes care of for that. Number 13, what is the minimum size overcurrent protection for the compressor with 19 amps and 2.5? Okay, the minimum size is 35 and the maximum size is 45. So I'll just show you really quick how we do that. And basically, if we go to 440.22A, I believe for a motor, I believe it's 100 and, let me just go to it so I know what I'm talking about, because I want to make sure I say this right. 440.22A, the rating is 175% for the minimum, and the maximum is 225, okay, max, okay? Now, we have 19 amps times 175%, okay, because we want to know the full load. If we take my calculator, times 1.75, oh, let me clear that, 19 times 1.75 equals 31 amps, 31.5, plus we have a 2.5 for the condenser, plus the 2.5 condenser equals 10, 4, 34. So they want to know what the minimum size is. The minimum is going to be 35 amps. And then you take the 19 for the maximum, 19 times 2.25, which equals 19 times 2.25 equals 43.13 plus the 2.5, 13.6, 5, 45. You can't go up because it's the maximum. So it's going to be 45 amp overcurrent protection. Okay? Very simple. Number 14, how many verticals in a 600 kc mill? You go to 300.19, and the answer, it would be 4. Okay, 40 times 4 equals 160 feet. Okay? 40 feet times 4, 160 feet. That's the answer. Okay, the next one, what's the branch circuit's electric current? Is 30 amps. The FLA on the nameplate is 18.5. What is the branch circuit? So, the nameplate says 18.5. So we're going to take the 18.5. We're in well, it doesn't matter. 430.22. Not 22. We're in it's 125%, which is 440. I'm sorry. 440.33. 18.5 times 125% equals 23.15. So we go to 310.15 B16, and we look up what the 23.15 is, and you're going to see it's a number 10 wire. Okay? Number 16, it's basic Ohm's law. Okay, P equals E times I. They want to know, you got 100 volt amps at 30 volts. So we want to find I. So you say, hello hand, and you cover I. So it's P divided by E. So I equals P divided by E. Again, you cover it, and it becomes a division, P divided by E. So that's 100 divided by 30, which equals 3.3 amps. Okay? Number 17 is C. Number 18 is B. Chapter 9, Table 4, column number 4. Number 19 do we use a nameplate? We got 208 single phase 7.5 horsepower. So we got 208 volt 7.5 horsepower, and the horsepower in the nameplate says 49.6. Do we use this or do we use this? What are we looking for? We are looking for ampacity. If we're looking for ampacity, we must use the horsepower. When do we use this? We only use this for a motor for the overload, 430.32. So, we find out at 7.5 horsepower, single phase, we go to 430.248 single phase, and a 7.5 horsepower is 44 amps times 125%, right? 430.32 equals 55 amps. That's it. Easy. So the answer is C. Number 20, all you got to do, and I know you went over this already, I'm just going to give you the answer, and you can do it yourself, is the answer is 2-inch EMT. Okay, you got to find the diameter, the area of each conductor, you add them up, and then you go to it, okay? I'm not going to go into that much because I know you guys went into that already with Tommy on those. And if you do want to go over it, we'll go over another time, because I only have a couple minutes left. 21 is, the answer is number 8, 310.106C. Number 22, put this in your pocket, is A, 314.28B. Number 23 is A, 2 inches, 362.20B. Number 24 is D like in David, 18 inches, 625, which is electrical vehicles, .50. And the last but not least, 25 for parallel is C, 1 aught, 310.10H. So again, I hope I gave you guys a lot of information. Call me on my cell phone number.
Button below.
What?
Subscribe below.
Subscribe below. You'll see
Updates.
the what?
Updated videos.
Updated videos. Okay. If you guys want to get in touch with me, again, my cell is 917. Well, I'm not going to give it. Is this only for us, Chris? No, it's open to everybody. I'm sorry, I can't give out my number because everybody has this. So only you guys, you know my cell number. Call me if you need me. Okay? Have a great day. And again, this is Sal from the Electrical Training Center in Long Island. Have a great day.